Let me ask you something. Have you ever left work and replayed a conversation in your head again and again and again, wondering if you misunderstood what was said or if something just didn't add up? Not angry, not dramatic, just confused. If your job ever made you doubt your memory, your competence, or your sense of reality, that wasn't stress. It was workplace gaslighting. And before we go any further, here's why this matters more than most people realize. By the end of this video, you'll understand how intelligent, capable employees are psychologically destabilized at work, so quietly that most people never realize what's happening until they're burned out, anxious, and blaming themselves. This isn't about bad bosses. It isn't about office drama. And it isn't about being too sensitive. This is about power and perception. The same psychological manipulation patterns used in abusive relationships, cults, and high control groups can also emerge inside modern workplaces, hidden behind words like professionalism, performance culture, and feedback. If you understand these patterns, you protect your clarity. If you don't, you absorb the damage and call it work stress. Before we break down how this works, we need to be clear about what this video is and isn't. Before we continue, it's important to clarify something. The examples used in this video are drawn from widely reported public narratives, media portrayals, and common workplace patterns. They are not claims about individual intent, nor are they accusations against specific people or organizations. The goal here isn't to label companies as good or bad, but to examine psychological dynamics that can emerge in many environments when power, pressure, and ambiguity intersect. These patterns can exist in corporations, startups, creative industries, and even well-intentioned teams. The focus of this video is understanding the psychology so individuals can recognize it and protect themselves. With that context in place, we can now define what workplace gaslighting actually looks like. Workplace gaslighting isn't one argument. It's not criticism. It's not disagreement. It's a repeated pattern where authority figures or systems slowly undermine your perception of reality until you stop trusting yourself and start relying on them to tell you what's true. And unlike personal gaslighting, you can't just walk away. Your income is attached. Your reputation is attached. Your future is attached. That dependency is what makes workplace gaslighting so effective. And once you understand that structure, the stages become impossible to unsee. In this video, we'll break down the 6 psychological stages of workplace gaslighting. Real stories you already recognize. Why HR often protects the wrong thing. Why high performers are targeted first. And the one internal signal that tells you it's time to leave. Stay until the end, because the final stage is where people lose themselves. Let's start at the beginning, where it never looks like a problem. Stage 1, recruited for your strengths. Meet Sarah. Sarah is competent, thoughtful, and reliable. In her interview, she's told, "You're exactly what we need. You bring a fresh perspective. We value initiative here." Her manager praises her publicly. Her ideas are welcomed. Slowly, her identity attaches to the role, not because she's insecure, but because she cares. This is why startup cultures that say, "We're a family," feel so appealing. Belonging is offered before boundaries. Employees give more than required, not because they're forced, but because they feel chosen. That emotional buy-in is the foundation gaslighting needs. And that's exactly why the next shift is so disorienting. At this stage, nothing feels wrong. This still feels like a great job, which is why the change, when it comes, hits so hard. Stage 2, moving goalposts. A few months later, the tone changes. Quietly, Sarah submits a report. Her manager says, "This isn't quite what I expected." She asks what needs fixing. The answer is vague. Next week she hears, "I thought we agreed on a different direction." Sarah pauses. She doesn't remember that agreement, but instead of pushing back, she questions herself. Maybe I forgot. Popular example, the devil wears Prada. The job isn't hard because the work is unclear. It's hard because expectations constantly change. And when the employee struggles, the problem becomes personal. You should already know. That's not excellence, that's destabilization. And once destabilization works, memory becomes the next target. Over time, Sarah hears familiar phrases. "I never said that. You're remembering it wrong. That's not how I recall it." She starts saving emails, taking screenshots, not because she's paranoid, but because reality no longer feels stable. That instability doesn't stay contained. Eventually it turns inward. Stage 3, you become the problem. Now the focus shifts. The work isn't criticized, Sarah is. She hears, "You're too sensitive. You take feedback personally. This isn't like you." The issue is no longer behavior, it's her character. Popular example, WeWork. During WeWork's rise, questioning leadership meant you didn't get the vision. Doubt wasn't intelligence. It was framed as disloyalty. And when reality conflicted with optimism, employees blamed themselves. Sarah's review says, "You need to be more strategic." She asks for examples. None are given. She asks how to improve. No answer. Confusion becomes the feedback, and confusion creates dependence. From here, isolation becomes easy to justify. Stage 4, isolation through professionalism. Now comes isolation, not social isolation, professional isolation. Sarah stops being invited to meetings. Information arrives late. Decisions are made without her. Then she's blamed for being out of the loop. She asks questions. She's told, "We already discussed this." Popular example, Amazon-style performance culture. In high-pressure systems, the issue isn't usually one manager, it's the structure. Metrics shift, targets move, priorities change, and when results fall short, the explanation isn't system failure, it's "you need to improve." Confusion becomes normalized, and normalized confusion creates compliance. When compliance fails, people seek help. Eventually, Sarah goes to HR. She explains the pattern. HR responds, "This sounds like a communication issue. Maybe there's a personality mismatch. Have you tried seeing it from his perspective?" The behavior is neutralized. The power remains, and without external validation, identity starts to erode. Stage 5, identity erosion. Sarah starts rehearsing emails, rereading messages, second-guessing everything. Sunday nights feel heavy. But here's the most important detail. Outside work, she's fine. Her confidence hasn't disappeared, it's been contextually erased. Popular example, the Ellen DeGeneres Show. When a workplace insists it is kind, and your experience says otherwise, you don't assume the system is wrong, you assume you are. That contradiction invalidates discomfort without overt abuse. Sarah thinks she developed imposter syndrome. She didn't. It was installed, which leads to the final realization. Stage 6, why high performers are targeted. High performers ask questions. They notice inconsistencies. They threaten fragile authority. So instead of firing them, they're destabilized. A confused employee is easier to control than a confident one. Once you see that, one clinical test matters more than all others. The clinical reality check. Psychologists ask one question. After interacting with this person or system, do you feel clearer or more confused? Healthy leadership increases clarity. Gaslighting increases confusion. Confusion is not weakness, it's a signal. And that signal explains why leaving feels so hard. Leaving doesn't feel like freedom. It feels like failure. What if it's me? What if I'm overreacting? What if the next job is worse? That doubt is the final residue of gaslighting. But doubt breaks the moment awareness returns. Then something clicks. Sarah realizes she was never confused before this job. That clarity changes everything. So the final question becomes protection. Protection isn't confrontation, it's clarity. Document patterns. Trust consistency, not explanations. Get external reality checks. Separate identity from role. No job gets to rewrite who you are. Which brings us to the final reminder. If this video felt uncomfortably familiar, that's not coincidence. Workplace gaslighting survives in silence. Clarity breaks it. If this helped you name something you've been feeling, subscribe. And if this resonated, comment, I see it now. Sometimes clarity is the exit.